Okay, so picture this. Two completely random dudes, and I mean random, like you've never heard of these guys. They're not influencers. They're not lawyers with massive followings. They're just two normal Americans who bought some Switch 2 stuff, have decided to take Nintendo to court. Nintendo, the most litigious company in the entire gaming industry, the company that will sue you for looking at a Mario plumber the wrong way. Two normal dudes are walking into that courtroom and saying, "Give us the Trump tariff money back." And honestly, they might actually have a point. This whole situation is so deeply stupid and so deeply hilarious and so deeply on brand for Nintendo that I had to make a video about it because it perfectly encapsulates everything that is wrong with the gaming industry in 2026. We're going on a ride. So let's rewind the tape a little bit. Last year, the federal government rolls out these absolutely massive tariffs on basically every country that has ever manufactured a video game console. Japan, Vietnam, China. If you have ever held a controller in your life, that controller probably traveled through one of the countries that got slapped with a giant import tax. Nintendo, who manufactures the vast majority of their hardware overseas, looks at this situation and goes, "Oh no." And what does Nintendo do when faced with any kind of cost increase? They go to their favorite playbook. They open right to chapter 1, and the chapter is titled, "Make the Customers Pay for It." So suddenly Switch 2 accessories get more expensive, the Pro Controller more expensive, Joy-Cons more expensive, the dock more expensive. The charging grip, a literal piece of plastic with some wires in it, more expensive. They couldn't bring themselves to raise the price of the actual Switch 2 console because that would have been a PR nuclear winner. And also they would have had to compete with the Steam Deck on price, but every single accessory got the squeeze. And then like a horror movie villain, a few months later, they came back again and raised the price of the original Switch. The Switch Lite went up 30 bucks, the OLED went up 50 bucks. The original Switch is a console from 2017. It is older than some of the children currently playing it, and they raised the price. And the kicker, the absolute chef's kiss of corporate audacity, is that Nintendo CEO sat down with investors and basically said the quiet part out loud. He told them, and I'm paraphrasing here, but only barely, that when tariffs come in, the company recognizes them as part of the cost and incorporates them into the price. Translation, we're not eating that, you're eating that, open wide, gamer boy. Now here's where it gets spicy. A couple months ago, the Supreme Court takes one look at these tariffs and goes, yeah, no, the president can't actually just decide to do that. They strike them down, illegal, done. Nintendo, who paid these tariffs out of your pocket essentially, suddenly stands to get a massive refund from the US government. We're talking real money with interest, which Nintendo is currently trying to collect by suing the federal government, along with about 1,000 other companies, all of them lining up at the Customs and Border Protection refund website like it's Black Friday at a Best Buy. And our two heroes, Gregory and Prashant, absolute legends, may their names be inscribed in gamer history forever, look at this and go, wait a second, Nintendo charges extra because of the tariffs. Now Nintendo is getting that tariff money back from the government, so where's our money? Did Nintendo say they give it back? Of course they didn't. This is Nintendo. Nintendo would charge you for the air inside a Game Boy cartridge if they could figure out the technology. The legal argument is actually really simple and really funny once you understand it. Nintendo is potentially about to get paid twice for the exact same tariff. Once from you, when you bought the controller for 10 bucks more than it should have cost, and then again from the government when they refund the money you already paid. That's the double dip, that's the whole thing. 2 scoops on the corporate Sunday. And these two random gamers are basically standing in the ice cream parlor going, hey, slow down. And listen, compare this to what other companies are doing. FedEx publicly said they would refund their customers when the tariff money came back. Costco said the same thing, they'll pass it along through lower prices. These are not small companies. These are not idealistic charity organizations. These are massive multinational corporations that looked at the situation and went, yeah, that's not our money. Nintendo? Crickets. Total radio silence. Nintendo's official position appears to be, what tariff refund? While they're actively in court trying to get that exact tariff refund. Make it make sense. Now, I want to be fair because I'm not just here to dunk on Nintendo for 10 straight minutes, even though that would absolutely slap. There are actually some legal experts who think this lawsuit is kind of cooked. There was a former Pokemon Company lawyer who said something along the lines of, there's no legal obligation for a company to keep their margins low, and he's not wrong, technically. Nintendo can charge whatever they want for a controller. They want to charge 400 bucks for a Pro Controller, they legally could. We would all riot in the streets, but they could. Raising prices because of tariffs and raising prices because you just want more money, legally, those two things look pretty much the same. But here's the thing that genuinely bothers me, and I think this bothers a lot of you too. We're not in court right now. We're sitting here, you and me, and we're talking about ethics. We're talking about how a company should behave, and ethically, this is gross. It is gross to publicly tell your investors, yeah, the tariffs are the reason we're charging more, and then turn around and not give that money back when those tariffs disappear. That's not even a hot take, that's just basic decency. If I borrow 20 bucks from you and the bank gives me a refund on something, I give you the 20 bucks back. I don't keep it and pretend the conversation never happened. That's a sociopath move. That's something a guy in a Patrick Bateman fanfic would do. And this is the pattern we keep seeing in the gaming industry. This isn't just Nintendo. Every single time something happens in the world, a pandemic, a supply chain issue, tariffs, the price of silicon, a hangnail on a CEO's pinky toe, games and consoles and accessories get way more expensive. And then when that crisis resolves, the prices stay where they're at. They never come back down. Games went from 60 bucks to 70 bucks because of rising development costs. Cool, fine. Are they ever going back to 60? Be honest with yourself. Microtransactions in live service games, battle passes, skins, every single one of these things started as a temporary thing or a small extra thing, and now they're the load-bearing wall holding up the entire industry. Once the prices go up, gamer, that price never comes back down. Welcome to corporate gravity. It only flows in one direction. So when two normal dudes file a class action lawsuit and say, actually, if you got that money back, you should give it to us, I'm cheering. I don't even care if they win. I don't care if it's a stretch legally. I just want corporations to feel a little bit of pressure for once. I want Nintendo's lawyers to have to spend 10 minutes in front of a judge explaining why they should get to keep money that came from price hikes they publicly blamed on tariffs that the Supreme Court said were illegal. Just make them sweat just a little, let the tie loosen. Realistically, here's what's going to happen. Nintendo will probably either settle for a tiny amount and admit zero wrongdoing, or this gets dismissed on some technicality nobody understands and we all move on with our lives. The plaintiffs probably won't get rich, we probably won't be getting checks in the mail, but the conversation is what matters. Companies need to know that we are watching and we remember the things they say to investors out loud. The internet has receipts. We screenshot everything forever. So here's my question for you, and I genuinely want to know in the comments, if Nintendo wins this tariff refund, and they probably will, what do you think they should do with the money? Refund it back to us, lower prices going forward, donate it to a Mario museum, or just throw it on the pile of gold coins that Mario sits on while laughing at us? Let me know. If you enjoyed this corporate fever dream of a video, smash that like button, subscribe. The algorithm is allergic to me unless you do, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay weird out there. Peace.